Okay, so good evening. Just a quick recap what we have covered till last session on Python. Okay, so basically we are able to create the data frame on top of Pandas package over there. So what is data frame actually? Data frame is the tabular structure of the data representation in Python. Okay, so why we are representing in this way? Data can be represented in SQL. Maybe the columnar format in table, maybe in NoSQL format, just like in JSON or in dictionary. But we are transferring it in data frame because it is easier to manipulate the data. Okay, for our analytical purpose, or maybe for data scientists, they can transform it for their analytical purpose. The visualization of data in good manner and all to get the hidden pattern with the quicker format. So that's why we are doing this thing. We are transferring the data in data frame by pandas, and it is very much helpful for data manipulation, data visualization, data analysis, and all. Okay, so we have learned few of the analysis yesterday, just like group by section. This is aggregation function, sorting the thing, filtering the thing, slice the data frame as well. What other things we have learned? Just let me remember. Uh, some distinct value we can able to determine on top of particular columns and all. So those kind of stuffs we have covered yesterday. Today I'll be just covering few more things. How to add a particular columns inside, for the data frame. How to drop a column, how to manipulate the data. We can insert some data in the data frame, not from Excel. From Excel, we have already created one data frame. And after that, we just want to insert one particular record over there. How to insert that thing? That we'll be learning today. How to delete a particular record, how to replace a particular data, find and replace what we are doing in Notepad or Word, Microsoft Word. The same thing we can do with the method replace. Then pivot table, we'll be learning how to pivot a data. So if you have a good understanding in Excel, what is pivot and all, then that should be fine. Otherwise, we can quickly learn what is pivot. And then we can try the same thing on top of Python data frame. Okay, some advanced level of aggregation. We have already learned aggregation on group by yesterday. Today, just some in the same statement, we can put multiple columns aggregation that we'll be learning today. And the last topic should be merge. Merge two or three, not two or three, more tables at a single time. How we can merge it, merge and concatenate. That two things we'll be learning today as well. So let's get started with the beginning. Please let me know if there is any doubt or any stuck point from your side. If there is any stuck point, please stop me and ask me questions to clear your doubts and all. Okay. So first of all, get started with adding and removing a new columns. The column may be calculative in nature. Okay, I already opened PyCharm over here. Sorry, let me just take the first one. I was just practicing something over here. So okay, this is that CSV result exam.csv. Let me print the result of this data frame. Okay, so this is the same data frame that we are working till yesterday we have worked on the same data frame. So it's having name, subject, age, marks, those particular columns, and the data is inserted in the similar way in the CSV file. I'm just calling this CSV file on pd.read.csv, and it's my local directory. Okay, so that is the data frame. I'm just calling over here, and on top of data frame, we'll be trying to uh, have some calculative columns. Let me add a columns. Okay, just like Suppose we have, let me add average marks per sem. Okay, so we have 8 semester or maybe 8 exam. The total marks has been calculated over here. Let me add a calculative field just like marks per exam or just like this. Okay, so how to do that? I'll be doing that as well as I can calculate that thing. Just first of all, I just want to show you just like a new call. It's a new column. We can just declare in this way equal. Just declare a particular character or particular value. Just like I'm just assigning new call can be class. I haven't put the class over there. Class it's age 13, maybe 8 student. I mean class number 8. Let me print the same thing. Okay, just like we can assign this kind of column easily. df within square bracket, we can declare the new particular column over here, but we need to assign some value over there. If we cannot have any value, we can pass null value. In Python, we can pass none. None is representation of null. Okay. Okay, we can also put just like the calculative column, what I am saying there, just marks per exam, marks per exam. It's a average marks. Okay. So we can just put it in this way 600 by 8. Suppose it should be this. Not sure why all the marks are same. Okay, 600 per 8. Yeah, it should be same. Actually, it should be marks per marks by 8. Okay, sorry for my bad. Marks is a column. That's why df dot marks by 8. Okay, if this is the marks and divide by 8, and it's putting this entire data set from there. Okay, it's like 600 by 8, 75, 87.5. It's that particular person has received full marks for all the examination. That is not the scenario, but just I prepared the data set in this manner. So this way we can append a new calculative column over there, taking one of the existing column into consideration. So we can put any way, and this is the way to create a new column over there. There's a new column in the data frame. Okay, hopefully that is understandable. Okay, how we can drop an existing column from the existing data set? How to do that? So let's delete marks column. Okay, let me just print quickly. Or let me have a head. Each of the scenario, let me print head so that we can find our original data frame, how it looks like. The similar thing, whatever we have tried yesterday. Maybe some of you just joined for today, didn't find you earlier. So if there is any stuck point you are able to understand, please ask me. If you are finding that maybe you are middle of the course, then just wait for some more days. The new session will be started after 1 week, maybe one or some days more. Then we can quickly start over the new thing and you can learn the thing over there. Okay, so this is our new thing. I mean, the old existing data frame. Now I want to drop one particular column. How to drop it? It should be df dot drop statement. Drop. Okay, so similar kind of drop method can be used for dropping a row as well. There is no difference between drop rows and columns only. We need to say the thing by axis. There is a parameter called axis. So for y-axis, that means the column axis equal 1. For x-axis, that means the records axis should be 0. So we need to update the axis parameter to say Python interpreter for whether it's a drop at the column level or whether it's a drop at row level. That is very much important. So you want to drop the entire marks. So let me declare a list. Inside that list, let me pass marks value. Or if there is more, just comma separated and put the thing over there. Now we need to put which axis I'm going to delete it. So axis equal 1 because marks is there. I mean at axis 1. That means the column section. Otherwise it will be throwing an error. Okay, let me just print the result. Okay, we can see this is our what was our original data frame. This was our original data frame, and we are able to successfully drop that particular marks column. Okay, now let's append the particular record. Then I'll be deleting another record as well. Let's try adding and removing records. In SQL, we have done this by insert statement. It's in DML. If you can quickly remember, we have learned DML, data manipulation language. Over there, we have insert statement and delete statement. By insert statement, we can insert the records, and by delete statement, we can drop the records. So similar kind of stuff we'll be doing over here. Okay, let me just don't print it as of now. Let me just create the syntax first. So df.append. Inside the append, we are doing each of the columns value. So let's pass in a dictionary. Okay, so just like name should be a new name. Just like S Chaudhary. Let me pass subject. Science. Age. Image 15. Okay, let me pass till this thing. No marks as of now. I need to pass one more parameter. While inserting the record, I'll be not thinking about the indexing part. Or if we need to put any particular index, then the index should be shuffled. So rather, it should be good with ignoring. I can insert the record with ignoring index. Then the interpreter will automatically determine what is the maximum index available in the existing data frame, and after the next index it will be appending the record. Okay, if this is the scenario, we need to put ignored index equal true. Okay, it has been appended properly. Let me print the result on the data frame, or let me print it at the. There is a future warning. What happens when? Let me assign this thing then. Yes. Not sure. I haven't checked. Okay, so it should be. It should not be. I mean, checked in the same data frame level. We need to create another data frame, or I can pass the entire statement in the print statement. That then should be okay. So just like this, I just inserted the new record over there, but it should be populated in the same statement, or we can create another data frame to show the reflected one. It should not reflect in the same existing data frame. Rather, I can say, okay. So you can see that 12th index number 12th has been generated over here. Okay, with the new records, I haven't put anything for marks, so it's representing null value over here. Okay, so if it doesn't get any particular value, it should be pushing null record, null value there. So how to drop a particular thing? Let me just create the statement. If there is no issue, correct, on this one. Okay. So if I want to drop a particular record, how to do that? Okay. Last time we have dropped and drop a particular column. If we want to drop a particular row, then we just have to declare labels. Labels. Suppose I want to drop level 11, Swapnil. Okay. Let me just put the 11 number over here, and the same thing axis equal, it should be 0. For row, it should be 0. Okay. I can see 11 has been dropped. If there is multiple labels, we can just put, I think I can pass the thing over list as well. Just like 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 8, 9, 10 has been deleted in this manner. I can also do this range function, what we have learned for loop. So we can just put in the similar fashion. So range, we can put this should be a iterable actually. This can be a single statement or single value representation, or maybe iterable. So range means we can put the initial value, uh, the last value, the incremental operator. So I'm just deleting record 1, starting from record 1 till 4 with having a gap of 2. Okay, this way we can also delete. Okay, 0 to 4, then it's fine as usual. So anything we can do, just like in this manner. Okay, so till now what we have covered, we can add new columns, we can drop new column, we can drop existing column, we can add new rows or records, we can remove any existing record by this way. Now I'll be going ahead with replace. How to replace existing data. So we just can use replace method over there. Okay, it's very simple. Just like suppose history subject, I want to update it hist, a short form, just like mathematics. It's been written as maths. So how to do that thing? We can similar. I mean, just pass. We have to pass the thing, just like history from. I mean, find. This is find option, and the replaced option hist. Okay. So can find in this manner. We can, if we just want to do multiple replace option, then we can use dictionary over here. So that thing will be modified, as well as I'm just updating maths as well from abbreviation to full form. Maths to mathematics. Okay, let me put it in caps. So in this statement, I'm updating history to hist. maths to mathematics, there are two changes, so we can use dictionary. So key value format should be there. Key is the existing one, and to be replaced by which character should be this, and maths is the existing data and should be replaced by which data should be mathematics. Okay, you can replace in this manner. Okay. What are the other things? Pivot. Pivot, it's actually data representation. We can transform the data in such a way that there should be. Let me show you in a Excel, and that should be helpful. Okay, let me open the same exam result over here. So if I just take in into consideration over there, suppose let me take the entire sheet. Okay, okay. I'm just going to pivot table. Over there, all the columns are present. Now in pivot, we need to create such a way that there are three most important thing is row, columns, and values. Okay, so from the particular things we can choose. Suppose subject in rows, only subject should be available at the row side, row level. Something at columns, maybe name at the column side. Where is name? Name I didn't get it from here. Let me check whether name was present there. Yeah, not sure why name is not there. Okay, name is there. Fine. Or rather, let me swap name over here. Okay, I'm doing in this manner. Subject in row level and in the column level, name should be there. And the value should be marks. Okay, so this should be the representation of pivot. So pivot means we can assign two or multiple dimensions in x-axis and y-axis, and in a cell the value should be represented. Okay, so maybe multiple columns can be assigned in y-axis as well, even x-axis as well. It's based on the data representation, but the data should be represented in this way. Suppose this particular cell doesn't have any data because Arnab doesn't have maths number, Bihan doesn't have history number. So that's why those cells are empty. Okay, Alex is having both history and maths number, that's why it's present. So it's a pivot representation of entire data. Okay, so how to do that in Excel, in data frame? It's very simple. Let me just update this thing. Okay, df1 it's fine. df1 should be df dot pivot. Okay, inside the pivot we just have to declare in this format index. Index means rows. So let me do the same similar way. Index should be subject. Then columns. Column should be name. Okay, and values means measures. What things we need to measure? It's marks. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Let me print that. Three parameter we need to declare. Yeah, the same thing, whatever we are showing in this in the Excel sheet, the same thing we can represent over here. Okay, we can add let me think some way. Okay, let me add with columns name as well as age. Age is a leftover column. Why can't we use age? It should not be a good data representation, but let's check how it should be showing. Okay, we need to declare it in a list because multiple value we have to assign in columns. Okay, how the data representation is this? Okay, it's not a good data representation actually. So Swapnil 13, yeah, Raghu 14. You can see name and age has been assigned to columns. Okay, and the similar thing is there. There is no issue over here. Let me add age over there in subject. How it looks like. Okay, so the thing is subject and maths wise, it's been grouped over here. And in the history, how many particular ages are available, they are segregated in this way, and maths as well, the same thing. But this is not a good representation of data. Just like history, 12th age students, Alex is null because the age of Alex is 17. That's why 800 and the marks has been assigned over here. This is not a good representation actually. Age we cannot put in this manner. So if we have good data, then that should be fine. But this is a representation. We can learn how to represent the data. Multiple things at a columnar level, row level would be working in this manner. The data is correct. There is no issue with the data validation and all. But this representation of data is not good because history, the age of, student is 12, and this thing is not a good way to represent the data. Okay, I'm omitting this. P what we have learned. Okay, different aggregation. Actually, last day class, what we have learned. It's a single group by with a single aggregation function, just like mean or max. But in a single group by statement, we can do multiple aggregation. How to do that thing? Whatever we have learned, let me quickly put it just like df dot group by. Okay, we have done just like this man subject. We have performed this operation yesterday. So it's just like grouping by subject. We are doing a mean operation over here. Okay. So this is the resultant data set. So the mean operation will be working on top of all the leftover numerical values columns. Okay. So age and marks and numerical values on top of that, they have a arithmetic mean operation. So adding all ages for history, they are dividing by with the number of ages available over there. The same thing for marks as well. So we can do a bit difficult way, just like we need to use aggregation function. Okay, suppose we want to get some max and minimum marks as well. Let me declare in a dictionary the same thing. Let me show you how we can do this. Suppose on top of marks, I can do, okay, marks should be, I can do mean. This is minimum, mean means minimum. Oh my God, I'm doing wrong way. Yeah, I can also show the max one. I can show you the mean. Okay, so let me print the thing. So I'm just doing on top of marks, I mean the subject, the marks. For history, there is minimum marks 200. For maths, there are minimum marks 300. We have another calculative. This is also aggregation function max. In the history, we have maximum marks 800, maths as well 800. The mean is same. You can do the standard deviation as well. It should be STD. Let me check. I'm not sure actually. Yeah, standard deviation. So it's only on top of marks. Let me do something on top of age. I can also do that stuff. Okay. So it's in dictionary. This is key. This is value. So key is normal thing. Value I have put it in list. Because on top of marks, I have done multiple aggregation operation. Okay. Let me do count. Okay. So how many of ages are present over there? Six. Six ages are present. That's why the count is six. That's why it's putting in this manner. I can do mean ages is also 12. Yeah, mean is different for there. So this way we can represent the data. So it's the advanced level of aggregation because in a single statement we can do for a particular measures column or fact column on top of marks you can see we have performed multiple aggregation operation. Even not only marks, whatever measure columns are there on top of that we can perform the particular aggregation activity. Okay, so this is the manner we can quickly do this thing by this way. Any doubt from anyone? Okay, if no, then the last one we just will be covering. It's one of the important stuffs for merging of data frame. So it's just like similar kind of stuffs. Whatever we are doing between two particular SQL tables, two tables I'm doing union. Union is just like concat or append statement, and merge. Merge means joining between two data frame or whatever we are doing, joining between two particular tables. The same thing we'll be doing by merge operation. Okay. So how to do that? Let me quickly show you one more steps for a quick example. Okay, we have sheet one over here. So just like suppose we have column one, we have two different data set for column one. I just created two dummy data set in this manner. Okay. Over here, let me put 4, 5, 6. Column. Okay. Suppose we want to append it, append or concatenate it. So that means it should be a just like this manner. If two data frames, those are two different data frames. or suppose two SQL tables, you can also think about it. So what we are doing for union or union all operation, the same thing should be there. We should be merging this thing in a separate data frame. Let me copy this thing first. It should be this. Should be this thing as well. Okay. So this should be the output. In particular SQL statement, the only difference is when we are doing union operation, the column name, or not column name exactly, the column I mean number of columns for each of the table should be same, otherwise it will not perform the union operation. Suppose we have 4 columns over here. Okay, we have something more. Okay, so if you're just going to union all this thing, it will be throwing an error if we are doing this thing in SQL side. Okay, but over here in data frame, if we are just trying to concatenate or append the thing, it should, there'll be no issue, but the extra column should be there in this manner, and those things should be null. It should be looking like in this manner. Okay, so null value, it should be NaN as per their Python representation. So this data frame should be looking like in this manner. Okay, so there should not be any hard and fast rule whether the columns should be available over here or not, or just like this manner. Let me show you with a quick example, and let me show you also what is merge. Merge is nothing but the joining between two data frames. So whatever we are doing in the SQL side, we are joining based on a particular matching columns for each of the data set. So the same thing would be performed over here as well. Joining between two data frames can be done by a common column with a common value. Maybe the column name is not same, but we need to pick up some column and those should be merged in this manner. Suppose column, it's been joined with column 1 and column 1 over here as well, but we do not have any matching records. Let me pull one matching records. So if we are doing merging operation, that means a joining operation between two data frame as the inner join, then it will only pick, and based on column 1 we have the common. Let's see, let's think about, we have only column 1 as the key in, I mean key index, or the matching one that we need to perform the join. Okay, so based on column 1 we can see only one record is matching between two data set, that is 1. The other records are not matching. So if we are doing an inner join, the data should be represented in this way: column 1 1, everything should be present from there. Then okay, here the same naming convention is there: column 1, column 2, column 3. So Python will automatically alias these 4 columns over here, because we cannot use the final dataset with same naming convention of columns. So it's a bit aliasing. I'll be showing you. It's automatically aliased by Python interpreter itself, but the data should be represented in this manner. If we just do a inner join with the reference of column as the key joining thing. So let me go ahead with both of the operation. I'll be just vertically append the data set, which is called append or concat, or I mean, the last thing we'll be also doing the merging operation, that is nothing but the join between two data sets. Okay. What is the ID? That is the ID. Let me create a data frame quickly. Okay, so it's already DF with us. Let me just copy the same data frame. Or let me do one thing. DF dot head. Let me pass this thing. Or let me create another data frame in this manner. DF1 equal. I'm only choosing top 4 values, suppose. Okay, so I'm creating a data frame df1 from this data frame, taking top 4 rows. Okay, so we have 2 data frames now. Let me append it. Let me quickly show you what is df and df1. Okay, so this is the data set. Nothing but we just take 4 uh, particular records from here, top 4. Okay, in the second data frame in df1, it's having the full data set, and in second data frame we have top 4 one. Let me append between these 2 data frames. So I'll be creating another data frame, suppose df2. Okay, where we are appending df dot append with df1, and let me print the output of df2. Okay, uh, I do not mention any separator, but it should be working in this manner. Yeah, so this is our new data frame. It's starting from here. From the old data frame, it's completed over here, and the new data frame is getting appended after that. Okay, but we have a warning because the append method is depreciated. It will be not working further in Python, and they're also, telling us to use concat. That's why I put concat as well. Concat and append, those are having same operation. Append method will be removed from Python in higher versions. So they're telling us to use concat. It is same, but the syntax is a bit different. Just like pd means pandas alias, concat, and I have to pass both of the data frame df dot df1. Okay, that's the thing, nothing else. Some issue, not sure what. Uh, okay, I think I need to pass this thing in a list. Yes, so the same output was there. What was there for append? It's starting from over here, over here. So it's just like new. There is nothing difference between concat and append. Only difference is this. Okay, so we are able to understand what is append. Let's go ahead with merging syntax. How we can merge 2 data set. So for merging stuffs, I have created 2 different data set. Let me show you quickly. It's in CSV format. I'll be quickly importing those stuffs as well. So one is student dataset, another one is teacher dataset. What is there in student dataset? Let's quick read it. Okay, so it's student dataset, ID, that is student ID, obviously, class, name, teacher ID. Okay, and what is there? What is this particular sheet about? Okay, I've already covered it. So what is teacher dataset? Teacher should be having teacher ID and subject, obviously. Yeah. So let's invoke both of them. So let's how to do that thing. We have already learned it in earlier session. Let's copy the path. Copy as path. Just put it there. The ID. So it's a student one, correct? DFS1 equal to PD dot read CSV. Inside that, let's put the path. What happens? Yeah, just we need to replace this slash with double one. Okay, so it's a student data frame. Let's pick up the similar kind of stuff for teacher data frame. Let me quickly update it. DFT. So teacher data frame, I'm assigning this data frame into DFT. Okay. Let me print both of them in the screen. Okay. So we have student data frame in this manner. ID is there, class is there, student name is there, and each of the particular student is assigned for some teacher ID. And for teacher table, there are teacher ID and subject. Each teacher which will be learning to which subject. So that is the thing. So we need to join the data set. Suppose Piyush is learning which subject, we need to know. So we need to join between teacher ID and teacher ID. So one, it's matched over here. So Piyush is learning only English in a particular coaching center. Okay. So just like Vishnu Veera, he's also learning one means English. Okay. So let me just merge these two data set. Then we can quickly understand. So how to merge it? What are the syntax? So just put in dfm, that is merge, equal pd dot merge. Then we need to call each of the data set or data frame. DFS, DFT. Okay. On means on particular which column I'll be joining. So if there is different column name over here, the two data frame is having same column name for the joining clause, teacher ID, teacher ID. Then I'm just putting on teacher ID. Suppose we have different column name, we need to join between them. Then we need to put left on for left tables. Left table means we are mentioning the table over here. Left on should be the left table's joining key, and right table, the right table joining key should be there. Left on and right on. But over here, we have same naming convention for teacher ID. That's why we are mentioning only teacher ID over here. Then how? How means what is the joining criteria? I mean, joining. What will be joining? Maybe it's inner join, maybe it's left outer, maybe it's right outer. We have already learned what is left join, what is right in SQL chapters. So I'm not giving in, I mean, the things in details. So I'm just going at with inner join. Or if we do not put any how condition, by default, it should be taking inner only. Okay. It should be similar if we put left, the left join should be there. Let me quickly show you how left join should be working over here. Let me print the result first. Okay, so this is the output. We can see ID, class, name, teacher ID. So it's been joined over there. It's an inner join. If we just check the entire data set once, so we can quickly understand Piyush is learning English. Vishnu is learning English. Raj Kishore is learning maths. Mamta Reddy is learning general knowledge. Pooja Mandal is learning science by joining between two data sets. Okay. If I go ahead with the left join, okay, there'll be no issue with the left join. Actually, the same result we can get because there is no such extra thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 teacher ID, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So no extra thing should be there. We have everything over here. But suppose we have some extra student with having extra teacher ID. Suppose 5, 6, which are not present over here in teacher table. Then it should be representing all the things if I do left join over here. But for teacher table, what should be representing? Let me show you quickly. Let me add something. Uh, okay, let me add from teacher table itself and do the right join to you. 5. Let's it's geography. 6. Maybe it's a statistics. subject. Okay, so I have added two extra subjects over here. Let me save it. I have saved the thing. Let me run the thing again, whether it's been reflected properly. Yeah, geography and statistics has been added for teacher table. Let me do a right join. For inner join, there will be no issue, or left join even, because right means DFT, teacher table is having more records now, which are not present for student because none of the student has taken geography and statistics. So let me show you the result, how it looks like. Okay, so from teacher side, it's a right join. So teacher table is the main one. So we are pulling all the records from teacher table, and we are seeing 5, 6. No student has been assigned with that one. So there is null value. Okay. So I think if you have the concept what is join, inner join, left join, right join, there'll be no issue. I learned the thing in a Excel, what I can remember 1 week earlier when we were learning joins at SQL side. So if you can just quickly see or if you can check the video of that record, then the join, what is join and all, that idea should be clear to you. But what is the syntax from data frame side? This is the syntax that we can show you. Okay. Any doubt from anyone? We have almost covered everything. Let me do one more thing. Uh, let me do append operation on this DFS and DFT. Let's see. There is only one matching column teacher ID, but over here this should be working. Okay. Print. Okay. PD dot concat df. Okay, I need to pass this thing in a list. Last time we received an error. Okay, so I just have a union all operation kind of stuffs by passing concat, but there is only matching records is on teacher ID. I mean, matching column is teacher ID. That's why it's able to concat it. There is no issue for concatenating the thing. But you can see the non-matching things are passing as null because subject is not mentioned in the student table. That's why it's null. Okay, and those three ID, class, name, it's not present in teacher table. That's why after merging of the after concatenation or appending the stuffs, it's null over here. This is the concept I want to say. But if it's the cases of SQL, it will check the column name is different. Even the particular column numbers are different between two data sets, so it will be throwing an error. If I'm going ahead with a union or union all operation over there in SQL. Okay, that's the difference between concatenate and union at SQL side that I want to convey over here. Okay. Okay, any doubt from anyone? We are just going to close the session for today. Anyone is having any stuck point or anything? Okay, hopefully no. So let's connect again for Monday. Happy weekend to everyone. Monday onwards, Monday, I think that last class of Python should be there. It should be on top of, I mean, how we can connect an external database from Python and all, and how to pull the records from external database and manipulate the thing and push the record in another external database. That thing we can quickly learn it Monday, and we can give you an example or exercise. You can solve this exercise by your own at home, and we can check it the next day. Okay. Okay, then. Thanks all. Thanks everyone. Bye bye. Have a great day and have a great weekend.